Black Ops 4 Zombies! Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening, my friends. It is happening.
Feel the erythral energy coursing through you. Let it soak in your veins.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Eurogamer of all places. If you don't know Eurogamer, it's basically like the biggest Europe gamer website. Eurogamer has confirmed that this year's Call of Duty is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Blops on the ground. Blops on the ground, my friends, is something we really needed to hear at this point. So this article just jumps right into it and says this year's Call of Duty game is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Multiple sources have confirmed to Eurogamer. So these multiple sources here is just even more confirmation. So if we take a look back at the video that I made a few days ago, this is COD 2018 is Black Ops 4 coming to the PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch. This is from the guy Marcus Sellers, who kind of works on Nintendo type stuff. He's leaked stuff in the past, and it's always ended up being correct. So this is a different source than this original one. This is completely new, and this is from Eurogamer, and they are one of the biggest kind of like gaming news sources in Europe, and they've known to be very reliable and not this is not a clickbaity site or anything like that. So let's keep reading here. Black Ops 4 is in development by Treyarch, the Activision studio behind the 3 other Black Ops games. As you'd expect, it's due for launch late in the year. Of course, Call of Duty launches at the end of the year every year. The Black Ops storyline so far has covered the Cold War, near future, or farther time period in 2065. In particular, Black Ops 3 had fully sci-fi focus, something which Black Ops 4 will dial back to better fit the series' recent desire for a more grounded feeling. And in response to negative feedback surrounding 2016 space set Infinite Warfare, so basically they're saying, hey, it's almost like going to jetpacks was a bad idea. Oh crap, let's go back. So that kind of ties in with what we know so far. Word of Black Ops 4 appeared online this week from a Twitter post of the self-stylized industry insider, Marcus Sellers. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. In a series of posts made over a few days, Sellers referenced a Nintendo Switch version of Black Ops 4 was in development, a detail we're still working to verify. So they haven't been able to verify if Marcus was right on this Nintendo Switch version, but basically what they're saying here is that they verified that Black Ops 4 is freaking coming, man. It's actually coming. It's
Are you sure
on its
about-
way. Yes. Shut up, John Cena. Yes, I'm absolutely sure about that. Black Ops 4 is coming. So let's continue on. This is the tweet that I kind of talked about earlier, how he was saying the Switch version is going to be ported by another company. It's going to have DLC, HD Rumble, motion controls. We talked about that all in the last video. And they go on to say, last year's Call of Duty World War II, it saw an uptick in the 2016's disappointing sales of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but franchise numbers remain far from the peak. Call of Duty's dead. Black Ops 1 released in 2010 still remains the high watermark. The last game Call of Duty Nintendo was the 2013 COD Ghost, which launched for the Wii U, and they've declined to comment. Of course, they're waiting to do their own marketing campaign. Activision hasn't denied it, but they're also not coming out and say like, "Oh yeah, you caught us. It's actually Black Ops 4." So, in my opinion, this is just further confirmation for something we already knew, which is Black Ops 4 is coming. So, what do we actually really know about this Call of Duty? Very little. We know that number 1, it's going to be a campaign. Number 2, there's going to be multiplayer. Number 3, there's going to be a zombies, right? We care immensely on this channel about the zombies portion, but in my opinion, I think what we're going to be seeing from this next Call of Duty is a lot of kind of like what we saw in World War II, except kind of taken to the next level. Treyarch's always been known to kind of take things to the next level and take maybe what other companies were scared to do, what they didn't have resources to do, what they didn't have time to do. Treyarch has been the most cohesive studio and like the most kind of put together studio for quite a number of years now. I don't know if you guys remember, right when Call of Duty first came out, Treyarch was kind of like the hated one. Everyone was like not a fan of World at War, and that was the worst one, and everyone was like, oh, it's a Treyarch year. This is back when they only had 2 dev cycles. They didn't have Sledgehammer games yet. They just had Infinity Ward and Treyarch. So at this point, Call of Duty is at a point where it needs something new, right? We talked about this in the last video. We kind of need that turning point, and Treyarch is definitely the one who's going to bring that. I mean, they've always brought the best narrative. They brought the best campaigns. Although I will say World War II's campaign was absolutely fantastic. I really liked the feeling of going back to like being a single soldier, being a part of a single thing, and I really actually enjoyed the campaign. If they do a campaign exactly like that, but in whatever setting that they're going to have here, which seems to be these modern boots on the ground setting, I'll be very happy with that. But I think we can see a lot more of Treyarch kind of pushing the bounds on what they want to work on. You know what I mean? Like what is the franchise and what are these game modes? I think we're gonna see kind of like World War II teased it with kind of pushing the boundaries on war, having kind of a different thing. I think that Treyarch's gonna completely blow out war and have like something completely new, probably a battle royale mode that we've never seen before in Call of Duty, and is a massive change from kind of the norm that we've seen. And zombies, honestly, I'm not going to completely rule out the idea of a battle royale and zombies, to be completely honest. I know we kind of talked about this a lot last video, but it really is that popular right now, and Activision is a company that is listening to what people want. And while people might be like, oh, no, not another battle royale, I honestly would not be surprised if we saw a battle royale zombies mode or multiplayer mode upon launch. Not something that's added in later as kind of like a one-off. I think it's going to be something that comes out right away. And I know for a fact from just talking with developers, talking with Jason Blundell, talking with everyone, that Black Ops 3 was coming out. Obviously, they had DLC 5, so that kind of like, that was a lot of work that set them back a little bit. But they were working on DLC 5 like when we were still Easter egg hunting in Revelations. Like even before that, Jason was kind of talking about how he's already set up and he's already done so much of what he is going to do that it's just a matter of time until it comes out. And he's now a studio head. He's no longer just like the director of zombies. He's now a studio head along with some other of the big guys over there at Treyarch. So he knows what he's doing and he knows what he's talking about. And I think we can really, really expect to see some amazing stuff and a lot of like well polished stuff coming out of Treyarch this year. So additionally, we do have one more thing that has come out. I don't know if I would necessarily take this as a source just because Sergeant Frank Woods or James C. Burns, who I'm going to explain in a second, has been remiss in the past of kind of like doing things that aren't exactly true and kind of like leaking things just because he gets some attention when he does it. He's a super nice guy. I've interviewed him in the past, and Marcus Sellers did reply to this tweet with a little eyeball emoji, the guy who did the initial leak. Anyway, he said, it's a bit early for the official leak faucet to start dripping, but in the past, the pipes have been compromised. And smart folks do piece together the available intel in surprising ways. Might want to go X-Files on this, and then tags his like actual Twitter account, James C. Burns, which is the actor, and then he has an account for Sergeant Frank Woods, which is like the character he plays, Frank Woods, in Call of Duty. So, Frank Woods, you guys recognize him if you played the campaigns. I will say it's possible. He's born March 20th, 1930, so that would make him what? In 2018, if this was like a modern day Call of Duty, this would make him like what, 88 years old, something like that, 89 years old. So it's possible he could be alive. However, in one of the endings for Black Ops 2, this is a little graphic, by the way, Menendez actually kills him and he dies. But this is only one of 3 endings in the game that you can actually get. The other 2 he survives, if I remember correctly. In this one he dies, and it's pretty obvious that he is like super dead. So the possibility of Frank Woods having anything to do with this Call of Duty is low, but it is one of those things where it's like when you have multiple endings to a story, which one is like the canon ending, which one like really actually happened, you don't know. And that was in Black Ops 2, so Black Ops 3 happens, and then we're back to Black Ops 4. I'm not giving any sort of credibility to this, but I'm just gonna say it's something that to look into, and let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. So wrapping it up, what we can probably see is a announcement, kind of like teaser trailer or like some sort of viral marketing campaign where Call of Duty tweets some cryptic stuff, and then it kind of like starts getting deciphered. You start getting a little bit of backstory about what's going to happen. Eventually, we're going to get like a real announcement trailer of what the next Call of Duty is. And then shortly after that, so let me go ahead and take a look here. This was on July 9th. So some point during the summer of 2015, they did their first Zombies trailer. This was the first reveal trailer. I mean, everyone was freaking out about the fact there was Margwas and like the bugs, and everyone was like, oh no! aliens, and it ended up being one of the best maps of all time. I absolutely love Shadows of Evil and really, really love it. So, this was the first trailer we got. If we assume the same timeline, sometime around July, we should be getting the first trailer for the Zombies mode of Black Ops 4. And just giving a reminder of like where we came from, man. I'm so hyped for the next Zombies, man. I'm so excited to see where Jason takes the storyline. I'm so excited to see where Jason takes like everything that he's been working on. And a lot of people weren't really pleased per se with the Revelations ending. They didn't really like Revelations and the way it panned out. But Jason said like I could have gotten an ending that was like a huge bang. It could have been amazing. But it left me nowhere to go with the story. And I would just ask that you guys trust me with the direction I've taken it. So he does have big plans. I know he said that DLC 4 Revelations was kind of like the brackets around this entire big storyline. But I'm really excited to see where we go. I'm really excited to see what we do here, what characters we're going to be playing at, and what happened to Primus, man. What happened to Primus? Anyway, I think that's going to about wrap up this video for me, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.